Bold and Blonde. Welcome to the Mindset Evolution podcast. The podcast to get tools for a powerful mind you can use immediately every day. Get tips, tricks, skills, and inspiration to create what you desire and achieve a content life wherever you are. And here are your hosts, Kathi and Daisy Pup.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of Season 6. I'm Kathi Tate, the Bald Warrior, your host from Australia. With me, as always, is Daisy Pup from America, and you are listening to Bold and Blonde Mindset Evolution, the podcast that gives you tools for a powerful mind. Hi, Daisy. I mixed it up there.
What a new intro you have. What happens here? Wait a minute, did I miss something? Fill me in. What's changing? Because it's the last episode of the season, so now we're changing how we introduce the podcast episodes.
Well, actually, Daisy, I was just winging it.
Well winged. Good for you, good for me. So that's lovely.
Which is actually the opposite of what I want to talk about. Funnily enough, in our final episode for Season 6, I want to talk about not winging it, which I'm calling intention.
Intention. Okay. Very well. Let's speak about intention. How would you like to go about this?
Well, let's talk about what it means first, I guess. So for me, intention means I intend deliberately to do something. It's spoken about a lot nowadays as set your intentions. Now, that's a little bit woo-woo, coachy, but I think the point is that you make a decision and then you act on it and you put your energy behind it. And I think that's a good way to have an intention and then act on it. What do you think?
Well, I think the intention itself does not include the action itself.
I would agree with that. I think intention would be the first step.
Yes, that is why I think intention can be very misleading. So let's say we are practicing some dance steps, you and I, in the same room, and I step on your foot and I say, oh, I didn't intend to step on your foot. Oh, it was not my intention to hurt you. Well, question is, did I or didn't I? The intention doesn't matter in this regard, correct? Because we focus on the pain. Maybe it feels good to you that, oh, I'm so happy Daisy broke my toe, but she didn't do it in intention. Yeah, what a relief.
Well, no, I think there's a point here that it does make a difference if somebody meant to do it, meant to hurt you on purpose.
Let me turn it around. Oh, I didn't mean to cheat on you.
Well, now we're talking about something different than a foot being stepped on now, aren't we?
Well, but now when we speak about intention, then it shall apply to all aspects, shouldn't it? Because otherwise we have double standards. So it works when I step on your foot and it was not intentional, but I cheated on you and it was not intentional either. Yeah, you know that the people were so beautiful and I just couldn't resist. So I didn't intend to cheat on you. But then I had that thought that I must be touched here and there. And all I noticed, I was already in the middle of it and it was not my intention. You gotta be kidding.
Looks like I picked a controversial one, guys.
Well, it depends on how we look at it. And I think it's a great topic to speak about because I hear it also, set your intention. Well, I don't really think to set your intention will bring you any further unless you put yourself in tension, like being tense.
Explain that for us, please.
I'm on it. So my intention is to go for a walk. My intention was to go for a walk all month long, all year long, the past decade, and I never made it. But now my intention is to go for a walk and I put myself into tension. So I tense up and I go and do it.
Oh, what you're saying is in the intention with an S.
Yes.
Is action.
Yes. There you go.
Got it.
So, for example, when I work with clients and I'm intending to help them to relax so that we can circumvent their rational thinking and we can work a little bit on deeper levels. And I share with them, okay, and let go of everything that puts you in tension. You see? So there, I give a double meaning. Why? Because the subconscious mind doesn't really care. Intention. So I already set the intention. And I said, and you can let go of everything that's in tension. 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 So you let go of the tension. So I'm opening the doors wide open to their subconscious mind. So now I intentionally took steps to circumvent their rational, intellectual, logical thinking parts of the brain so that they can access different levels of their being. I'm not going into it because it's too technical in this episode. There's no need for it. So in a session, for example, when I work one-on-one, it's 2 of us. My intention is very clear and I'm taking action steps every single second of the session. And only when I tense up, and really it's like the archer. I need to know where I'm aiming at with the arrow. I pull it back. I pull the string tremendously. And the more pull I have, the arrow will actually fly. But then what do I need to do? So I aim and I'm in tension with an S with the intention to get that arrow into the target, if possible in the center or close to it. That's the point of it. And then what I do, then I let go. So when I only set my intention, let me stay with the archer for a moment. Oh, my intention is that I want to bring and deliver my arrow into the target, into the center of the target. My intention can be for the next decade. If I don't do a thing about it, then my arch and my arrow will remain in the box or in the garage or in the storage room, in the corner of my apartment or house. So the intention is worthless unless you do something with it. Very similar to potential.
I like this. Tension without action is useless.
Yeah, or intention without being in tension with an S. It's actually that. So I tense up, but that doesn't mean that I cramp. I just put myself into action. So look, when you're laying in bed, totally relaxed, and you just wake up slowly. So you're in this beautiful flow of just waking up and you notice, yes, you're still alive and oh, wow. And it's getting brighter maybe. And then let's say you want to get out of bed. How do you do that? You put yourself in tension with an S, don't you? You tensen up specific muscles. You maybe even tensen up your thoughts that, okay, I'm determined to get up. Now, let me go back to the word intention with a T. I have people I work with and I share with them what I would do if I were them because I don't tell anyone what to do. Who am I to tell them what to do? And then they come back to me and they say, yeah, well, I try. Try is worthless. Try is zero. It's an annulment, actually. I try.
It's an excuse.
Maybe it's an excuse, maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not even going there. We can discuss that, by the way, in another episode if you wish.
I'll put it on the list.
Okay. She's writing it on her secret list she doesn't share with anyone.
I tried.
Yeah, or I try. Yeah. Present tense or past tense. So you either try or you do it. Because I try means, okay, I try. Now you're either doing it or you're not. Because now in that try, okay, yeah, well, I tried. Oh, really, did you? So how far did you get? Well, I didn't leave the house. I tried to go for a walk today, but I actually didn't make it even to the front door. Okay, so you tried. And how did it go? So when I say, okay, yes, I did. I had the intention to go to walk and I made it to my front yard and then I turned around. But I did. I made maybe 200 yards or 500 meters. I did. It's not I tried. These are concepts that are totally misleading and disempowering ourselves.
Yeah, I'm really glad we're talking about this because I'm starting to see that as real. And what comes to my mind is another phrase, I meant to.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to dance with you and not break your toe while dancing.
Well, back to the toe.
Yeah, well.
Poor toe.
Yes. So the intention, I intend to leave to New York. Okay. How does it bring me to New York? I intend to.
Let me ask you something. Why do all these so-called coaches say, let's set our intentions? Why are they saying stuff like that? If the truth of it is it's rubbish and it's disempowering us, let's call them out.
Well, I think it is depending on how you define intention.
I feel like it's become one of those catchphrases that now people are just using because it's what's said
Yeah.
without any real thought behind what the meaning really is. And in fact, I'm going to call this episode Intentions Are Useless, just to get their attention.
Yeah, there you go. But attention, let's play with the words. Attention, tension with an S. Tension. Let me go back to the archer. I put my tension into a direction. My arrow goes there. And then I tense up and then I let it go and target center.
Did you just switch words on me to attention?
Yes, because you said attention. You want to get the people's attentions or the listeners' attention.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Attention.
That.
Well, I'm listening.
So again, Daisy likes her word plays. For any new listeners out there,
Yes.
this sometimes happens.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So some episodes will teach you to spell, and the triple, quadruple meaning of some of the words in the English language can be quite mind-boggling. But there's a really good point behind it, is that words matter. Really great episode, by the way. If you have not heard it, go and search for that on baldandblonde.live. And they do matter. And words are us putting our energy out there into something physical, into sound. We're transferring our energy into sound that resonates around us. And so that's part of why they matter so much and why we need to look at the meaning of the words we're using and be very deliberate with how we speak when we are trying to create stuff in our lives. Would you agree with that?
I think it's very important, yes. And I'm glad that you bring up the episode Words Matter. I didn't even think of that because once we produce them and they're out there, I don't keep in mind the episodes and the names of the episodes. Well, words matter not only because when we speak them out, they resonate and you can put your hand over your sound box and you will feel how your sound box is actually vibrating and you feel it in your hand when you put your hand over there. But even the thought, so the thoughts that we are thinking, the words we are thinking also have an impact on us. Why? Because thought, or the thoughts picked that we spend time with have an impact on how we feel. That's it. The body will produce the matching emotions, energy in motion, and then they make us feel because the feelings are happening in the theater or on the stage of our head, in the mind, and the emotions are happening in the body, energy in motion. And let's go back to the intention. When I put myself intention with an S, because I have intention to get to New York, then I better get on moving. And it's a good idea to look at your desired outcome, because I think when we say words that describe already clearly what they mean, desired outcome, I think is much clearer to many people what that means than when I say intention, set your intention. That's wishy-washy to me in my world. But when I say, okay, so what is your desired outcome? Set your desired outcome, put it up there, put it out there, think of it, and take actions to get closer.
I think that's a huge difference because when I hear those two things, intention and then desired outcome is much more appealing to me because that is where I want to be. I want to be at that outcome for whatever reason I desire it.
Yeah.
And that then really makes it very clear how wishy-washy intention is.
Well, in that context, yes, how it is oftentimes overly used and abused. Because when you and I speak about technical background stuff, what happens here on the back end while we're recording, and we're speaking about the decibel, we're speaking about the hertz, we're speaking about output, input, we're speaking about interface, we're speaking about microphones and the settings on those. That is only understandable to those who are familiar with the terms and with the equipment.
Not me, by the way.
Okay, so remember when we speak to our sound engineer and he throws in stuff there that, okay, no, I don't get it. Neither you nor I. When he then starts to explain it in a way that we can understand and grasp, then it makes sense to us. Now, it is not opportune to either listen to professionals using professional wording that only professionals use and understand because they may or may not know the definition of it. I believe it is important to choose content that describes it in a way that it is understandable, easy to understand. That's how I present when I do presentations or when I do workshops and when I work with people one-on-one. I focus on delivering it in a brain-friendly way. There are ways how to do that. Many coaches seem to me not very aware of that. They go with the flow. So now the buzzword of 2023 is intention. Okay, and everyone goes and jumps on that train, and then until they realize, oh, well, how did that work? And some coaches are delivering excellent content, and they would do very well if they made it understandable more easily.
I think that you make a valid point, and I see this in my professional life. And it actually was a block for me for a while, in that I felt I needed to speak in my accounting language because that showed I was a professional and competent. But what I didn't realize at the time was I was losing my audience because they didn't know those words or those concepts. And so I had to bring it down and speak in their language so that they understood what I was trying to share with them and why I wanted to work with them. And I think that translates across most industries. People get all caught up in their fancy words and their industry speak and forget that the audience knows nothing about that.
Yes, I think they forget at times, and sometimes it's also intentional.
Yes, I agree.
Because then it makes them stand out and shows the audience, see how stupid you are or how ignorant you are or how much you need me to get onto my level. I understand that there might be a marketing concept behind it, and everyone is free to choose their own marketing concepts. I like to speak to my audience and to people on the level where they are at because I want to communicate with them eye to eye level. On the same level.
Yeah, agreed. And that is often why we will start an episode explaining what we mean by the word or the topic we're talking about for that exact reason.
Yeah. But how do we do that? We don't set our intention. Our desired outcome is to be understood, and we want to deliver content in a way that it's entertaining, infotaining, that it's easy to understand and easy to relate to. Because then it moves the other on the receiving end, in this case, our audience. Now, I don't do that intention with an S, but I see the desired outcome and I take action on it. So I'm very relaxed now. It's not like, oh, okay, so now I'm going to fight because, okay, so now, and all my torso muscles, everything is just totally tense. No. We do it in a very relaxed way.
Well, I actually think this is where the archer analogy is spot on, because the last step of the process is letting go.
There you go.
And that is exactly how we roll. When I said at the very beginning I was winging it. Guys, none of our episodes are scripted, researched, prepared. I throw a topic at Daisy right before we hit record. She never knows what's coming. And I am very proud of the fact that we can wing it, is what I call it, but really just let go and let it flow. I'll come up with an idea for a topic. And I think 3 times in the whole time we've been producing and publishing episodes, it didn't go like we thought and we stopped. 3 times in 140 episodes. That's a pretty good record for being able to let go.
Yeah.
So I really like the archer analogy.
Thank you. Well, let's go back to intention and how it's misused and how we can use it in a good way. Realize, are you doing it? Are you trying it? Are you intend to? Are you actually doing it? Big difference. Will bring you very different results. Instead of setting your intention, because you put yourself intention, but where are you going? Let's say I'm ready to do a specific dance move and I'm all ready and all my muscles are tensed up, but then I don't move. I don't take the step. For example, in salsa, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2,
What about
3,
number 4?
5, 6, 7. Well, ask my salsa teacher why he is doing it that way.
Where's the 4?
Well, Sergio, this is for you. Where's the 4? Please explain to us. Get back to us and tell me where's the 4. How can we justify it? But you see, when all my muscles are tensed up and I'm practicing, but then I don't take the next step or the motion, don't put myself into motion, then I go and remain at the same spot where I started to put myself in tension. So maybe exchange the intention with the T word into desired outcome. Because the thing of goal, I'm not even sure that the goal explains to the point what it actually is that we are intending to describe.
Yeah.
So when I hear, I intend to, in my world, in my head, in my system, all question marks show up. Oh, you're intending to. So actually, what is it that you're going to do then?
I think intention in this context can almost be likened to just an idea.
There you go.
And ideas are great, but they don't go anywhere unless you do something with them.
Yeah, it's like an idea. The greatest idea are still sitting in somebody's heads or in some dusted archives or in some people's drawers or garages because they have these great ideas and they have the intention to someday maybe do something with it, but they don't take action, so it's worthless. The idea is still great. I can be a collector of great ideas and do nothing with it. Why not? But when I say, okay, what's my desired outcome? Because the mind listens to the words we say and think. The clearer I describe what I want, and if I then also say it in a way that it plays pictures or produces pictures, our minds respond to that more directly.
Oh, I think that I'm going to predict what you're going to say here. And when you use more of your senses in picturing and feeling and smelling and hearing that desired outcome, the more the mind can make it happen because it matches our thoughts.
It's not that the mind makes it happen, but when you can visualize it, feel it, sense it, smell it, taste it, then it becomes more real to you. The mind cannot distinguish, is it real or is it made up? So then our RAS switches on. I call it the importance button within us. This is a great example. I can now speak on a language only few will understand, RAS, or I can say the importance button. So you see, it's picturesque. It paints a picture. You know
Absolutely.
what a button is and importance. So people can relate to it. Then it's not our mind making it happen. It is that we will see it more likely. We will notice where it is present or where it can be present. We will notice opportunities more likely. And then we can just go on a creative path and journey to creatively think, okay, so this is probable and this is probable and this is not probable. And so what am I choosing? So it becomes more and more clear.
I would add also that some of the best storytellers in the world, whether it be on stage or in a book, because I'm an avid fiction reader, and the books I love the most are the ones that really describe the setting of the chapter is in, let's say, a cafe, and they describe all the things happening around the person and the sounds that are over there and the people that are speaking, and then maybe you're sitting across from someone and the conversation you're having and what the coffee tasted like and whether there was cake. All these things paint this wonderful picture, and I can imagine it. I can see it.
That's the key.
And that really shows the power of what we're talking about.
Yeah. For example, you and I, we both communicate in English. Why? Because we want to communicate and understand and be understood.
Why? Because Kathi only knows one language.
That's fine. But if I switch now to another language, then there's a communication block. I still communicate with you. My sound box still produces sound. And when I put my hand over it, I can still feel that I'm producing sound, correct? But you will not understand me. So that is why I think the buzzword, which is very popular nowadays, intention, is not very opportune to self-develop.
Or useful, in my opinion.
Okay, fine. Fine.
I can say anything if I add that after it. Well, look, we're going to wrap it up there. That was a really great episode. And I hope that you guys really enjoyed it too. And it opened your eyes to the power of our words. And look, we're going to be back really soon with season 7. And we are super stoked to bring that content to you. Please keep sharing our episodes with everybody you come across, because these truly are tools for a powerful mind. And it is our joy to bring it to you. And just before we go, please think about supporting us. boldandblonde.live, top of the page, support us button. From a cup of coffee to a Ferrari, we'll accept anything because we need your help to stay ad-free. Thank you so much for your time and your energy in listening to us and sharing about us. We appreciate every single one of you. And let's together get to our goal of 100 countries. Any final words on season 6 from you, Daisy?
Well, it was lovely to produce season 6. And I'm looking forward to season 7 and to further topics that you will throw not around, but at me. And then we can have great conversations. I truly enjoyed. And thank you, dear listeners, for considering supporting us, because only through you can we stay on air and deliver this content to all of humanity.
Absolutely. Thank you, Daisy. So there you have it, guys. Last episode of season 6, giving you more tools for a powerful mind. We'll see you next week for season 7 and see what else I've got up my sleeve. That's it from us today. We are Bold and Blonde.
Mindset Evolution. Talk to you in the next season. Thank you for listening in to the Bold and Blonde Mindset Evolution podcast. Please share our podcast with your family and friends. Together, we make this world a better place. For you, for us, for future generations. Visit us at boldandblonde.live to get freebies, give feedback, and even support us with as little as $1. Talk to you soon.